Hi, friends. I'm recording this now. I should be showing decks on this video, and I don't know really how successful this video is going to be, or if I'm going to have to re-record, because while I'm recording it, so I had a plan for releasing 2 videos this week. So I'm recording because I said I would make this video not only to myself, to you guys. While I was recording another video, I said I would record 2 videos this week. But also this is a response to Simon at Hermit's Cave. I've mentioned before that this is one of my, I consider him a friend, even though we only know each other as fellow YouTubers, and he's like a major YouTuber, and I don't, do quite as much on YouTube as he does. Like, he's very prolific. But I appreciate Simon, and he was talking about top decks, but he said that this one deck that he has is his companion deck, which is not the same as a soul deck. I don't think that I necessarily have found my soul deck. I don't think, for me, I've only been collecting again, because I collected when I was younger, but I really only I had less than, maybe 6 decks or something like that. But anyway, so I started again, I guess, so I think I'm gonna say that I started my tarot journey again, 2 years ago in March. I don't know, the exact day, but, I think I know it started with the decks by James R. Eads, and then I went on I found MJ Cullinane's decks, and, I will be mentioning one, her main deck, in this video. I'm just gonna talk because, today has been, 2 things have been going on. One thing is that I had to take a little bit of a break and shorten some videos because I literally lost heat, and I can't even tell you, how long my heat was out. It was pretty, it was a while, because, now I'm how much of it was, broken grates? We're still trying to get to the bottom of everything. My heat is working again, but I'm just gonna, talk to the camera instead of, showing a lot of decks and stuff. But, I wanted to talk about this concept of, a companion deck. And definitely my first companion deck, maybe I can show. So, it looks like it's gonna show up on the camera backwards, but this is my, my official Crow Tarot. It's mass market, but I also have, the majority of her indie decks. And the thing is that I got the extended guidebook for the Crow Tarot, which taught an exercise where you could bond to every single card in the deck. And this was such, a huge, and then also I was writing in the expanded guidebook, it's journaling pages. And so, I really deeply, bonded to this deck, and it really feels like a companion because it's like having, I really feel like I have astral crows in my house since I did this, in a good way. like I feel like I have like companions. Like it's maybe not exactly what Simon meant, but I really feel like I have like companion crows inside my apartment since I did this exercise. And it's honestly to the point that I do not bring that deck out so much or very much because the connection is so intense. It is like a companion more than like I would use it for tarot, even though it opened up the door for me to. And I apologize also if I look tired. I find that I have a lot of more time to film like when I'm up with insomnia, so I just probably look tired. Um, but yeah, so it's probably not exactly what Simon meant by companion decks, but it feels like I have like astral companions in the house since I did this exercise. Like it was incredibly powerful and it still is powerful. So that's like the first time I felt like that kind of like companion feeling from a deck. And then I have others that were incredible. Like I bonded really incredibly to a few of James R. Eads' decks, but again, some of them like I bond really incredibly to them, but then it's like difficult. It's actually more difficult to use them because you know that so much energy is exchanged between you and this deck. And so the James R. E. deck that I really bonded to, I actually really don't use it. I like connected it to my guide team, and then it became a little spooky. I am essentially every day I am doing mediumship, so like I'm not like a paid working medium, but so I can have things go a little spooky, a little shamanic, a little whatever. I don't even know, like, that's not even the right word. I don't, like, but it's like I see a lot of things, like astral events and stuff and premonitions, and I can have things go a little spooky on me. So anyway, that's the crow deck that I bonded to, and I just got her Coastal Crow and Raven deck, and I love this deck, and I think this will be the one where it's like, yes, I love it, but I actually use it because I've already started using it, and it's a really good feeling. Anyway, I wanted to talk also about maybe I can show this. Again, it might show up backwards. I'm sorry. I don't know. This is... Maybe I can show it. Under the Oak Tarot, you can kind of see it. Under the Oak Tarot, it's in this type of tall box. It's low Scarabeo, and usually I don't really resonate that much with low Scarabeo decks, but they really did a lot to make this a high-end deck. Like, I don't know why they decided that it would sell well or something, because I've heard that they do more if they think it's going to sell. I don't know if that's true. But Under the Oak, like, it speaks to my, like paganism. It speaks to disability. It speaks to storytelling. I am a writer. So I love that, because every card kind of has, like, her reaction to the card. She's in every card, the main character of the deck. And I love that kind of vibe. And I've seen it in a couple of other decks, but I think that this one is the one that, like, pulls it off the best. And, I really just, like, I don't know, and I have, it's funny because specifically out of the Under the Oak Tarot, I have the Stalker card of the Queen of Swords, and they are, like, the cards are associated with deities, and I think, like, I'm pretty sure that, like, it's like swords are Norse, and then, like, the other suits are, like, other pantheons. But, like, because I'm me and I do have a connection to the Norse pantheon, like, I do get a lot of swords cards from this deck. But I just, like, it's like a companion because it speaks to so many different things that are all connected within my life, like being a writer, being disabled, being pagan-ish, and like, honestly, although I like two of these decks, like, I did put them away for, like, part of the year. Or, like, they were, well, Under the Oak has been on my table the whole year. But I, like, was not pulling from it because I was, like, deep in collecting itself. And I wasn't pulling my cards, like, that often. And for, like, 6 months, I pulled from it, like, every single day. I was, like, obsessed. But then I was like, it's like, I don't know, I get the Freya cards, I'm getting the Freya cards, we know I'm getting the Freya cards, and that was what was happening with that. So I did, like, eventually, like, put it to the side. But it's like a companion deck because, like, it feels like it sees me because it sees me like a friend, like the way that a friend would understand the facets of your personality. And, like, one thing I notice is, like, I don't always have questions. Like, I could be pulling my tarot more often, but I'm like, well, I don't really have a question right now, but I do what I do. Since I don't really have, like, specific questions, I just go, like, what do I need to know right now? What is the universe needing to tell me right now, or whatever? And I was in a situation that I've mentioned on this channel where I did have a, like, 5 and 7 of Swords situation that I was like, why am I getting these cards? And by the end of the year, last year, I knew the answer to that question, or at least one version of the answer of that question. But yeah, so I also want to talk about, so I do have, like, the James R. Eads deck that I bonded really strongly to. Like, it reminds me of my guide team, and it reminds me of, like, work. And Soul Cats that I've mentioned on this channel, like, also is not in this pile. I love Soul Cats, but, like, I use it for work, like, in a very serious way. And so it reminds me of work. But another one that reminds me of disability, but it's not a disability deck, but it's the Cirque du Tarot by Lisa, I'm sorry, Lisa Robertson. And she has a few decks and a few books. And, like, the Cirque du Tarot, it speaks to a lot of things that are, like, sort of relevant in my personal life. So, like, if I'm reading for certain people, I will go to this deck because it's relevant it's not a disability deck, like, on purpose, but the whole circus theme is very, like, relevant for, like, neurodivergence and masking. So yeah, oh my goodness, Cirque du Tarot, like, and I definitely have decks that I associate with, like, certain close friends, and this is one where I really associate it with, in a nice way, where it's, like, mutually understood that I associate this heavily with one of my close friends. So when I'm reading for him, I go to this deck. But it is like a companion deck because, again, it's nice to feel seen, like, as a neurodivergent person, like, through doing the tarot work. And for me, like, the tarot stuff is very, like, it's about the subconscious. It's not really about, like, going out of the body and flying through, higher realms. I do have, like, one fairy deck because MJ Cullinan has a fairy deck. But, like, actually, I have more than one fairy deck. And I was kind of like, am I going to go and get fairy decks? Because, people have a lot of different things, like boundaries related to how they interact with the Fae and everything. But yeah, so Cirque du Tarot, the Crow Tarot, Under the Oak Tarot. So now the Crow Tarot, like, I bonded so strongly to it that, like, I don't really bring it out. It's just, and then I have one more that I want to talk about today, and I'm sure I'm going to make, like, another version of this video at some point. I can already tell, because I know that I'm forgetting some things, but, like, right now, with the world situation, I'm not going to shy away from the world situation. I may not be talking about it 24/7, but I'm, aware and following. And so I got kind of obsessed with the Gentle Tarot by Mari in the Sky. And honestly, I'm talking about, like, a lot of these decks that I go to again and again, these are, like, my top 5, to be honest with you. Although with the Crow Tarot, like, I don't use it like that much. Something is, like, flashing on my screen and I don't know what that is. Like, it's not a notification, it's like a flare. I don't understand what it is, so I'm sorry if that shows up. But the Gentle Tarot, now, I've been through a lot of things with this tarot. It was definitely my top tarot deck, and then I kind of, like, wasn't sure if I could back the companion oracle deck, and I was, like, really stressed, so I put it away for, like, a while. It really was away. It was, like, on my shelf. But I have it out again now because I was able to get I put aside my feelings that were all over the place, and I got the oracle deck. Here comes my heater. This heater was functioning. When my heat went out, this one stayed functioning, so I did have a little heat, and so I am the one who advocated for a heater. This wasn't my plan, but it was my building's plan, and if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have had heat for, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, maybe longer than that. It was crazy. So that's why I have been a little bit all over the place. I'm still recovering from, like, that situation. But anyway, so the Gentle Tarot, I have the mini, which I love because it is, like, all deluxe. It's, like, in a tin that is all extra fancy, and it has, like, padding on the inside, and I cannot wait because soon the Dream deck will be, so she's doing a redo of, like, the full size have been sold out for a very long time, but she's doing a redo of the full size called the Dream deck, and I don't fully understand everything about, like, but it's her Dream deck, do you know what I mean? So when it comes out that you can get the full size again, I'm definitely going to get it from her store. I'm not sure what's going on with, like, it's probably, I think it's in production now, but I'm not, like, super closely following it. I kind of went through a lot of stress, like, pondering about, like, could I get the Oracle deck or not? There was a lot going on at that time. So anyway, I am going to wrap this up, though. I do think that if I was like, how many decks am I really going to include? And I feel like I'm forgetting stuff, Like, I feel like I am forgetting stuff. But I guess this means, like, I have, well, I will say, like, I thought about other videos I've done where I've mentioned some of these decks, you know. I might sound like a broken record, but it's just like I go to the same decks again and again. So I guess, I mean, like, the Crow deck, like, I don't use it regularly because it's more like almost like, I don't know, it contains, like, so much energy, and I don't bring it out for readings. But I probably will be definitely bringing out the Coastal Crow and Raven deck that she just finished and printed and everything. And, but anyway, so I guess, like, these are really honestly, like, my top 4, and, like, 3 of them that I use regularly are, like, my top 3. And Soul Cats is right behind them. It's just that I'm not highlighting that deck in this video because that one really, like, feels like when I'm using the Soul Cats deck, I'm working. And, like, I really am doing, like, heavy animal communication when I'm using the Soul Cats deck, and it's, yeah. So that feels like actual, like, work, and I have, like, been paid for readings with the Soul Cats deck because I already have some animal communication ability, and that deck really enhances it. So anyway, that is a little bit of my work. But anyway, I need to wrap this up because I don't have that much space on my phone, my friends. I am about to switch. Well, I'm having some issues with, I need to switch devices, but I need this one to work for literally one more day. I'm recording at a hectic middle of the night time, so I need to wrap this up. But I will, whatever this coming week is with Monday, one of these videos will be posted Monday, one probably I'll do Monday and Wednesday or something like that. So I hope you have enjoyed this, and they're my companions because I feel seen by these decks. I have other decks that I enjoy, but I'm not necessarily, like, seeing myself because these are the ones that I associate with, like, more of my identity, I guess. So I guess that's why they're my companion decks. And I hope this is helpful in some way. Okay, have a wonderful week. Bye.